Yo, 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 yo. What's up, world? Y'all know what it is. It is the hashtag MooseyMontanna, hashtag RTL, hashtag get your ass in the gym, hashtag King Status all day, every day. Y'all know what it is. And I wanted to do a video on narratives, okay? Um, I seen and been educating myself more about um narratives and how people create narratives or deny narratives or you know like they have their own narrative of things, and it's like people are, what I'm saying, drawn to this social media narrative. um I've had people where, what I'm saying, I talk to them like they're my best friend one day, and the next day somehow they didn't create this like some some narrative in their head. You know what I mean? So if people ain't consistent with you, and then here's the trippy part: the people that are consistent with you, that are being cool with you, you can't even trust them. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who's jealous of you and creating a narrative in their head. You know what I'm saying? To plot against you, or what I'm saying, do something harmful to you because they're jealous. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying about the narratives. You know what I mean? People will, and then some people hide their narrative about you. They'll smile in your face, but the whole time they have this narrative in the back of their mind. And the thing about it is, people are like, oh, well, damn. When they find out people's true colors, they're like, damn, that's how they felt the whole time. Yeah, because you gotta somehow decode people's narratives, and once you decode their narrative, you know what I'm saying, their true narrative on why it is they need something from you, or they're around you, or they're no longer around you, then here comes the narratives. Or you're just meeting people, here comes the narratives. You know what I'm saying? And I educated myself a lot about that. And they say there's two sides to the story, right? I feel that there's two different narratives to the story. Which narrative you gonna believe? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that, you know, people with me, what I mean, they can't create no negative narrative about me because I'm doing what I gotta do, and I've overcame, what I'm saying, fake narratives. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what people can say about me, they wanna keep track of when, what I'm saying, I make mistakes, or when my downfalls come or whatever. And some motherfuckers will listen and go off and create a narrative, or people create a narrative, or again, it's these narratives. Like me right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go in the gym. I know certain people have certain narratives of me because in their head, because they see me so much in here. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're from Saginaw, Michigan. It's a motherfucking blizzard out here. That's why I'm dressed like this. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm looking a little crazy. Got the Under Armour hoodie on. Got the ski mask joint on. Keep my face cool. Keep my face cool. Nah, keep my face warm and shit. And you know, go get this money. You know, so that way I can stay true to my own narrative, and I ain't gotta live somebody else's narrative or what their narrative is about me that obviously isn't positive. You know what I'm saying? So, um, we all have, uh, what I'm saying, narratives, but I try to keep mine as positive possible. I always give people a chance. So I'm not saying I'm better than nobody. I'm just saying I don't go off of false narratives. you know what I mean, to communicate with people or develop a friendship. You know what I mean? You know, because if that was the case, there'd probably be a couple people that, you know what I mean, I wouldn't deal with or socialize because I didn't heard fake narratives. I didn't, you know what I mean, or whatever. And then, you know what I mean, then you got guys, you know what I'm saying, um, over here, you know what I'm saying, creating fake narratives in their music. Oh, touchy subject, huh? Man, fake ass narratives in their music, man. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Are you are these people just doing, you know what I'm saying, karaoke? I mean, I don't know. I just think that, you know what I mean, whatever negative narrative they have towards me, I think it's a double standard. And I think mine's more meaningful and truthful and true to the soil. So that's just my fucking opinion of the whole situation. So I don't run around on false narratives, you know what I mean? I create my own narrative, you know what I mean, for people to respect, you know what I'm saying, and show honor to, you know what I mean? Because I don't have a prideful mindset, you know what I mean, that stops me from at least um challenges that may occur, challenges that may come about, or challenges I've had to overcome because of fake narratives, you know what I mean? False narratives, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, all I'm saying is, you know, people don't want to give you your recognition. They don't want to give you your flowers. They want to kick you when you're down, and they want to hold on to this false, fake, negative narrative about you, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes themselves feel better, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I got some more stuff that I want to touch on, you know what I mean, about some music stuff that's been going on with the whole hip hop community from the Diddy case to the, you know what I'm saying, like man, the fucking Let's Rap About It podcast with Jim Jones, Dave East, um Mano and Fabulous. Fabulous thought he was doing something when he came out with that freestyle against 50. And you know what I'm saying? I try to tell people that there's levels to this shit. People don't understand the levels to this shit. The levels to, you know what I mean, people's demeanors and, you know what I'm saying, once again, levels to their narrative. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You think you can come at them with a fucking false narrative and you're gonna be victorious in that type of fashion when, you know what I'm saying, the real narrative is here that, you know what I'm saying, 50's on a way higher level and more powerful. So people either like it, respect it, or they don't. You know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know what I mean? Do I give it to Fab? You know what I'm saying? As far as like his bar standpoint, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He definitely, because I didn't even hear Capo or I didn't hear Mano or Dave East verse. And they say Dave East verse, he sound the same in all his music. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, man, stay away from people with false narratives and negative narratives about you. And don't let it affect you because, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can let somebody's narrative of you, you know what I'm saying, really take control of you and put a hold on you. And it can cause some, you know what I'm saying, seriously procrastination in your life. It can throw you off from, you know what I'm saying, your goals, your dreams. You know what I mean? All because of negative narratives, man. Stay away from the negative narratives, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself healthy, keep your mental health healthy, and just try to, know yourself more. Get some time to know yourself, you know what I mean? Because nobody's going to love you more than you do. So you got to remember that. That's why you can't trust nobody with your life. Because nobody's going to love you more than you. Just like nobody's going to love your kids more than you will. You know what I mean? I can't live with the fact that another person would, you know what I'm saying, try to take my place in a situation that you just can't do it. It's not real. It's a fake narrative. Just saying. So, man, just let people run with their fake narratives, you know what I'm saying, to make themselves feel better. And at the end of the day, you know who you are. Hold on to that, you know what I'm saying? And don't let nothing or no one, you know what I'm saying, stray you off from who you could be, you know what I'm saying, or where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what it is hashtag MooseyMontanna, hashtag RTL, hashtag capital K, capital D, lowercase J, hashtag King Status all day, every day, hashtag narratives. We in this bitch.